Namaste everyone. Today we have JP sir with us. So he is an architect by profession, and he has done a lot of research with related to Vastu in a scientific approach. He is done a lot of research, in fact. So you will be able to see that today. I heartily welcome JP sir, Jeyaprakash Narayanan. We call him JP. So JP sir, the stage is yours. Thank you so much for joining.
Yeah, thanks for your kind gesture to allow me to talk something about geobiology science, which I am practicing now. After being an architect for nearly 18 years, I chose to get into this science, to study more into Vastu and talk what is scientific in Vastu over there. Today, what is happening? A lot of people are just practicing it just for the book sake, but there are lots of things which needs to be researched, and those are to be validated actually. So I just wanted to share some of my own experiences, which I have written in the PPT, and that I think it might help some of our people over there, because lots of people whom I meet daily, they ask me similar set of questions. They ask, what is the why am I suffering, and all those things. There are lots of reasons behind that, but there are some reasons which are connected to the space. So that I just wanted to explain to people in this over there. I think I can start with some of the maybe I'll switch. Yes. So why, the biggest question which we have, till you share, I'll just go through this one itself. I think please excuse all participants that this is not going into the real one. So why in Vastu? So there are lots of questions. Each one we are actually trying to ask daily. What is the real problem here? Am I space correct? Am I correct? Is whatever I am doing is in the right track? What is my guessing is in the right track? Everything, lots of questions every day in our lives. How to earn today's money, how to have a healthy life, lots of things. So in that issues, we are all working towards in three things. That is for a good health, good wealth, lots of money, and to have a good peace in relationship. So these are the main basics as of today's life, which we are seeing, like roti, kapda, makan. The three things has, I think, now changed to these health, wealth, and peace. And during this lockdown, I think lot of people are thinking not wealth, health is also better there. So in these three things, three things will again influence us in our life to achieve all these three. One is our DNA, which in our ancestral, which we used to say that it is your horoscope, which might be a problem. Your time may not be the right thing, and it might be a problem. And the second one is our lifestyle, which we say is present karma. Whatever you are doing now will also have an impact in your health, wealth, and relationship issues out there. So that is the lifestyle which we are talking about. And the third is space, which we normally used to say as Vastu. If something goes wrong, like if someone is having a health issues, then again when we consult, they will tell your Vastu is wrong. Those kind of things normally happen. So in these three things, we do check all these three and give suggestions to improve all those three. So today we will just go through some basics about Vastu. Actually, the PPT is so big. It will take another 3 hours to complete that. But I will just go to ask what is the real problem there. So I will just go stick with the Vastu principles. Whatever is the questions thrown to me over my visits, consultations thing. So I think I'll just skip through the Vastu general thing. What is Vastu and the modern counterpart? What is the modern counterpart? Geobiology. Geobiology is actually a science which culminates a lot of other modern science. It talks about the latest informations about physics, quantum physics, metaphysics, all the medicinal science, astronomy, astrology, all the science are linked into that through the science called frequencies and wavelength. I call that frequencies and wavelength because that in itself is a very big chapter. In physics, frequency and wavelength we have studied, I think around 6th or 7th standard in a small 1 mark or 2 mark questions. But that is the biggest one, and we are living our life with those vibrations. So there are lots of vibrations which affects us from cosmic, telluric, and environmental. 3 things: from top of our head, from bottom of our feet, and our surroundings. And there have been a lot of peoples who has actually worked towards this. In India, Prabhat Podarji, who is on the this person, Prabhat Podar, he is architect and he has been doing research for nearly 40 years, my Guruji. And another Guruji, my Mayank Barjatya, he is also an architect doing for the nearly past 20 years research into this. And how do we measure the frequencies? Yes, we don't have any electronic instruments, but we have much bigger instrument than that, which we say is like Lecker antennas, H3 gold antennas, and dowsing rods. And these dowsing rods are not the new one. It has been in olden days also. In pyramids, Egyptian days, and all our things also we have used it. And in our places we used to do that with water diviners. Use a lot of things. We know only water diviners, but in olden days all architects, all sthapatis used to have this and used to figure out the exact positive radiations out of this. We lost the science, but yes, today it has been again rediscovered. So let's get into that Vastu. So there are different perspectives. If you ask a modern architect, yes, I have also asked something similar things, like they say it's stupidity to follow something old. But by the end of the day, we will say, yes, clients have asked, so I am designing it. A builder will say, we are following good for sales. House owner, he is only concerned with kitchen in Agnimula and Puja room in Devamula, nothing else there. Businessman will tell, my Kubera Mula has to be good. That's all. Astrologers, Vastu Pandits, they have their own perspective. But yes, ultimately, how many of us suffer even after having an east or north door, which they say is auspicious, even after having Agnimula kitchen, even after puja in the Devamula? On the contrary, there are many houses which we have gone through, which people are all happy. They are like crorpatis. They don't have any problem. They simply say that my house is non-vastu, but I am still earning a lot. I am happier. Lots of 3-4 generations have come from it. So I don't follow Vastu. I don't believe in these things. So these are the many things which I have come across. So where are we missing? So that's what I thought we can decode. So first of all, which most of the people now, which we forgot, is fixing a muhurta, a time. Why muhurta? We always have wondered for Vastu starting, why should I look for a proper date or something? No, our builder is available only on this particular day, client is available this particular. We will start off. We just see a calendar, this is good day, okay, start off. But why is it important to have the right muhurta? Why conduct a homa on the plot? Why on a proper time, and why on a Vastu day? There are Vastu days. In a year, there are nearly 8 days only, which we say is very auspicious to start a Vastu. So why? That is a big question. So to answer that, if I go and talk as a proper Vastu person, there is like 45 devatas which we say when we are dividing, when we are, suppose we are doing a puja for a house, we divide the site into 9 by 9 grid, and there are 45 devatas which has been mentioned in our scriptures. So they say that we have to pray to all those people. Now from my wife that it was blurred, looking blurred. Yeah, fine. So why? The biggest question why in hearing. So you can just slide it one by one. Next, you can just move on. So there are lots of questions which I was telling. Lots of people asking why. Why should I follow Vastu? Actually, getting into Vastu was one of the questions which I had when I was in college. Why should I practice Vastu? As an architect, why should I practice Vastu? So then I started doing research, and I think after 20 years, I have got a little bit of knowledge into that, getting connected between the energy and the part of it. So this question, whatever I am getting it from the people uh, who are all my clients nowadays, they have asked the similar question: why is the suffering, even though there is a proper Vastu in my house? So I have tried to compile them all with regards to the architecture perspective and also what was told in the tradition, the things there. So, like, yes, this slide, we all are working towards three things: health, wealth, and peace in relation. If there is an imbalance in any one of these things, they call us. Sir, there is a health issue. So, any problem in house, there is any problem in terms of our jataka or something like that. So, we try to look all these three factors through three things which are affecting our life. Three things. One is, the other thing is our present lifestyle. The other one, third one is Vastu. Each it affects 1/3 of our life. But in our case, we just check which is the major affecting instrument. We check with our instruments whether your DNA is a current day problem, or is it your lifestyle or the house. Vastu is a problem. So today we will just see only Vastu as a principle. And next slide. You can just skip two more slides there. Yeah. So next slide also. So the first introduction is basics about Vastu, where it started off with and what it really told about in the initial days. It was telling about the sound waves, subtle vibrations. And yes, we lost its actual intent, and that one we are trying to decode it through geobiology. Geobiology is a science which talks more about the subtle vibrations in the earth and how its relations, synergy with our human health. So they talk all the things which are affecting the human health. Human health. So in this world, we relate everything with we as the center. It is geocentric, just like Earth as a center. Here we consider whatever happens around us through us. So whatever energy, whatever radiations affecting us, we are able to find it through geology. So when I consider that as a house, it is getting affected by three radiations. One is from Earth radiation, the other one is from cosmos, and the other one is from the environmental. Environmental is something like core is the life energy, all the plants, animals, even your paintings at your house, each one will affect. Cosmic radiations is the change in the weather patterns, change in the astronomical data, planetary combinations, everything. And telluric radiations, all the radiations coming from underneath, all your water radiations, magnetic field, electrical field, everything, the mineral strata. These are all the subjects which, when studied, we could relate the missing part, what Vastu was trying to say. So next slide. You can change next slide, Gurudutt. Yeah. So we measure with certain instruments. Lecker antenna and other things, so which I explained earlier. So these instruments anyone can practice. Only thing you need to be just sensitive enough to look around what is around. So this instrument came to my hand some 6 years before, and yes, that day I felt this is the one which I am searching for. Because whatever I have been telling about Vastu, you place this here, you place that there, but this when it came, I was able to judge for that. So you can go past next slide. These are different perspectives which each. So an architect, what he tells, or a builder, what he tells about Vastu, he wants a sales, so he just follows Vastu. A businessman will tell, keep my locker properly in the Kubera Mula, I need more money. So that's the main perspective which people say. Other things they don't worry about. Whatever happens, my money has to fill. That's what they say. Each person, whenever we contact them, they have their own. Next slide. Yeah. So in this case, there is some contradictions. Like we have done, we have visited some sites, many sites to be precise. More than 90% of the site are proper Vastu design. They are suffering even after an east or north door, even after a kitchen in the proper corner, even after doing a proper puja and all the things. They are all good people. Why? What is the real problem? So it has link with all those three which I told. It is there in horoscope or their present lifestyle or the Vastu. So we are called only to check on the Vastu. We check on that. And on the contrary, there are many Vastu which is not perfect. Still they are happier, healthier. So we will just go how to do it one by one. What are all the systems? I have listed some 7 points. So we will go one by one. First, with regards to the puja timing. What is puja? Why should I do a puja? Puja, I don't believe in puja. That's what a lot of people, a lot of youngsters today tell. I don't believe in all these stuffs. Why to do a puja? I believe in myself. I work hard, so I believe. So that is all good. Very nice policies. But why to do a puja or homa or on a proper day, on a proper time? That is the biggest challenge which we people on this fast day, fast world we are facing. Why only on that particular time? Vastu day is only 8 days per year. Why only on 85 days? So please excuse. That's what is the
voice is breaking. Is there some disturbance or only for me I'm getting this? I don't know.
So is nothing but our yeah. So can you hear people?
Yeah, now it is clear, but we are not able to see the.
So
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen.
so yes, I was talking about.
Everyone is not on mute. Those who are participating, not speaking, can you be on mute? Because otherwise the voice breaks.
Oh, thanks. So what does this time tell about? Why should I follow Vastu day? What our ancestors have done is a tremendous thing. They have followed the solar and lunar calendars. Each vibrations in the cosmos affects us. Just like you see a modern day cell phone, suddenly we don't get tower and all those things, servers break up or just getting connection. Today is an example. My laptop is not getting connected, mobile is again getting hanged, all this stuff. Why? Mobiles are charged, all those things, but the connection, the energy which needs to come to this point, to this electronic device is stopping somewhere. It is blocked somewhere. So what is that which is an issue? It is all hi-fi equipments which we use, but still there are some kind of glitches. So this is also an instrument. Our human body is also an instrument. So they have devised a system that they are able to detect the right amount of energy which we humans can absorb. So I think, Gurudutt, you can just go to the slide of puja.
Yes, I am going.
Yeah, I think it will be the 13th slide. You can just fast forward. Yeah, this slide, yes. So what they have told is, in a given site, yeah, before one, the previous one. So they have told there are nearly 45 devatas in a plot. So modern scientific brains will ask, where is the devatas? I am not able to see. Yes, for sure we are not able to see. But we should be knowing that we have a physical body and we have an energetic body around us. Like we have, what we are talking, like a brain and a mind. Brain is there inside us. Mind is not inside there. Mind is somewhere outside. Mind has a root inside the brain, yes. Inside the cells, yes. But the mind body is outside our body. There is an emotional body, mental body, psychic body, spiritual body. There are different layers of body. They are called Sukshma Sharira. Similarly, a building, a site, a plot also has a Sukshma energy. How the energy is positive or polluted, that's what we need to check. So there are 45 devatas, guardian angels in every particular site. So what we do in a puja is only to activate them. It's something like we are going there as a visitor. We are actually the physical owners of the site, but we are not spiritually connected, energetically connected. There should be an umbilical cord connection between the site and us. It is not that I have 1 crore, I have purchased one site and I am going to build. It is my site. No. The guardian angel in the site has to give you permission to do the site. Lots of projects which we have seen, they have hundreds of crores, but they are not able to move the project. Why? Because the connect between the owner and the land is not happening. So that's why puja is not that I pay the pujari, go there, do some digging, come back, half an hour time, done. No, you need to really connect to that. So people who are listening, they might, some people are all healers also. They know how to connect to a person, how to connect to do a healing of the place. So this is what we have seen when doing a puja. Personally, I was against puja in my earlier days. What is there? That's what my question. But when I slowly went into the process, I could really feel the difference. I could really feel the angels at sight. Now also, when we go to site, we can actually feel only when you get connected. You need to put the right password to operate those softwares. It is possible. So this puja is performed on the particular day and the particular horoscope timings. So there are, next slide. There are 3 things in a Vastu which we generally don't look. That is called like a Sthira Vastu, Sara Vastu, and Nitya Vastu. This is what 3 things which they have told. Sthira Vastu, we have been always practicing with Sthira Vastu. It is static, never changing. Southeast is Agni Mula, Southwest is your master bedroom space, Nairuti Mula, like that. Static, never changing. But there is one more concept, Sara Vastu. It is dynamic. It is always changing. Every month it is changing. So it is changing in each and every constellation. There are 12 constellations. It goes on each 12 constellation. You can see the right side, the bottom right image. So it is said that when the Vastu Purush is there in a month, like suppose if he is facing in the zodiac of Libra, his legs will be there in the Libra. his head will be exact opposite, and where he sees exact opposite, that is the place we need to place the door. That's what they say. We need to find out which month which we are operating. Accordingly, the door has to be placed. It is not that I have an east facing, I can do puja on the east facing when I can do it on that particular moment. If you activate, if you do the puja on that particular time, yes, the prosperity on the things will be different. The prosperity, I'm not telling it is only money, it is related with all the other stuffs, your mental prosperity also. So apart from Saravastu, there is one more thing called Nitya Vastu. Nitya Vastu is changing every 2 hours. Every 2 hours, the Vastu Purush within the space is changing, and he's again coming back to the northeast there. So that means that each and every space has its own energy. It is the Panchaputa Tattva which is changing from each zone to zone at each moment. So in these all three Vastu, we follow certain things. Go to next slide. So the Sthira Vastu is used for zoning the rooms. Next slide. Yeah, this slide. Yeah, perfect. Sthira Vastu is used for zoning the rooms. We cannot change the kitchen one day in this direction, the other day in the other direction. No, Sthira Vastu is the one which we follow there. Sara Vastu is used to find out where the door location has to be and where the puja of the house. Yes. If at all I miss the particular day or a time, no problem. You can do it on the other day. You can do a small puja to activate that energy. If suppose we have not done a puja, if I have a south facing house, but I was not able to activate my door on that particular day, no problem. The next time when the particular auspicious day comes, you do a puja for that, get the thing activated. That is possible. So Nitya Vastu, we take into consideration daily activities like the Panchang, which you see, horoscope, daily good time, bad time, Rahukal, Yamakandam, which we see and do it. So that decision making, they see it. And in this, the why 8 days is only considered. In horoscope, I think you people all will know there are 12 things. And in that, it starts from the place which I have written like east top. So the Mars, which is indicated, Aries. So that is called Saram. And the next box is Thiram. So it goes like that. Saram, Thiram, Ubayam. And then Saram, Thiram, Ubayam. Saram, Thiram, Ubayam. Saram, Thiram, Ubayam. It is nothing but Saram is a dynamic energy. Thiram is a static energy. Ubayam is a, like a pendulum. It goes here and comes there. It is like 50-50 type. So most of the puja, we tell them what, depending on the type of the building, like if it is your house, do it on a Sthiram Masam. Sthiram is like static energy. Your house has to be more static. You should be peaceful living there. Saram is for commercial buildings. People have to come and go. The energy should be dynamic. Like a commercial building, shopping mall, it has to be dynamic. It cannot be static. If it is static, nothing is selling, gone. They are not making money. So you need to do puja on those particular month. You are activating those energies. Just like working in front of the with the lights on and the lights off. So you are a very hardworking person. Good, but with a proper light, you do it properly there. So Saram month is always for the dynamic activities and Sthiram for like residences. So all the Graha Pravesham and other things we tell them. Like if you see Thai month, January time, many people say Thai Masam, I want to do a Graha Pravesham and all. We suggest them, just do it next month. They say after Pongal, very nice, auspicious. But many of the people have been not getting the 100% results when they do puja on Thai month. We suggest just go Masi next. So that is the time which we generally suggest. So this is nothing like an old one. It is based on the earth radiations which is doing. And we personally have checked on these particular 8 days, on those particular times, we have found that the earth energies have been all positive. All the negative radiations which we find, it is all positive. So only in that, we are still researching on that, why it is happening on that particular timing. We are trying to figure out whether there is a cycle or not. I hope it will come. And my guru, Prabhat Podarji, has found out certain things related with the 8 Katis. Why Rahukal? Why good time, bad time in a day? So he has done a good research in Pondicherry more than 20 years back. And this slide shows that during Amavasya and during a Purnami, the Amavasya chart is on the top. So you can see the energy, how it is low. When it is low, you are asked not to go out, do meditation. That means energize yourself more. But nowadays we all travel, that is different. But people who are connected on energetic field, like healers and other stuff, they have to do some kind of meditation, a long meditation and nothing to energetically do this. This is because the earth energy is weak. Similar thing is for the eclipses. When there is an eclipse, there is a total energy drain, which we have also measured. We prefer not to take the instruments on that particular day, because that energy, we are becoming an instrument, we are becoming a conduit. So we will also get drained. It is better to activate ourselves and keep ourselves clean. And you can see the chart. Each one is telling about the earth radiations, earth magnetic field, which is all like, which is beneficial and which is non-beneficial. They are all changing. So that's why they tell, do properly. Brahma Muhurta is the peak which we have there. So why to do meditation on that particular time? I cannot get up at that time, no problem. But if you are getting up at that time and doing some kind of breathing exercise, meditation, you will harness the entire energy. Within 3 months, you will be a changed person. You are a businessman, no problem. You will actually get more energy to run your business. You will get good intuition to run a proper business over there. So this we have studied, and Mayankji, Prabhat Padarji has already found out all the frequencies list out of that. Next slide. So all the 45 devatas, whichever I have been telling, so that has been mapped in the slide. So you can see it is all there with regards to the numbers. There are some numbers which is written, that is nothing but the frequencies which we use to measure those energies. So if those are there, we just try to make it much more positive. If it is not, we try to balance it and bring it up. So this earlier days we used to just do some puja and other thing. Now we have the instrument to measure it, if it is there in your house or not. If I am telling Agni, yes, 10.8 energy, the frequency wavelength has to be there. And if my instrument shows it is missing or it is weaker, just try to improve it. This is how. There is no demolition needed. You need to just bring in these energy. It is vitamin A, B, C, D, or whatever is needed. You need to bring in these frequencies to have a healthier life. And this one, yes, next slide. This frequencies is related with the human energy radiations. What is happening? Human energy radiations. Each sunrise to sunset, our body is emitting the Vijayar color from top to bottom or from bottom to top. It is something like from morning, the Vijayar color radiation is from legs to the top head. And in the backside, the front, that is a frontal. In the backside, what happens? It is from the top Vijayar to the bottom. The same thing just reverses when the sun sets. Why? That we are still deciphering it. But this is the thing which Prabhat Padarji has found out. The human Nadi system is so sensitive. It takes the energy from earth after the sunset. So it takes that energy and it changes the polarity inside the body. And this has been done as a research by Dr. Yuan Duplessis also, and she has also found that the day cycle, the psychology changes in a day cycle and a night cycle. The same red color excites in day, but it suits at night. Blue color suits at day, but it is exciting, very energetic at night. So which kind of building which you are using, choose that kind of colors. So if you are using a nightclub or something, choose that kind of colors for that kind of activities. We all know colors has a psychological impact in our body. So these colors, when we know that these color changes are happening, yes, it will do a difference. Some people, there was an interesting example Kodarji had told. One of his client was choosing, whenever they go to the shop, they used to select only yellow color dress, yellow color top and black color bottoms. So she was wondering why it is so. It is psychologically linked. But when he checked the radiation coming, the energy, the color radiation coming from the body was blocked. From her Muladhara chakra to the bottom, it was all congested, and to the top of her body, all the seven colors were mixed and matched. So when he did the correction in the house and also in the body, we do after the house correction, we do the body corrections also, giving some therapies for them. When it changed, then the client was able to purchase a lot of other colored dresses, which she was always liking, but it was not happening because she will go to purchase, but ultimately she purchases only yellow and black. Similar thing happens with all of us. We are psychologically linked with certain colors. Maybe some of our bodily radiations are all not matching. This we measure with the instrument with certain frequencies, each one, and do the corrections also. Simple flame therapy helps, and simple with color therapy, which is just like 10 minutes every day, or every 15 days. If you do this 10 minutes, you can keep it active. So there are simple ways to correct. By doing that, you can correct the space also. So this is one research which talks about that. And second thing, yes, grid planning. Why should I do always a rectangle or a square or something? Vastu talks about all the principles only on rectangles and squares. But if we study the ancient planning system, there has been circles, all which those proportions we have to check. Those proportions we need to do for making a circular planning system. And there are lots of scriptures which will tell you. If you just Google it, you will actually get all these data. But my intent is to see why it is done. Next slide. Why we are following squares and rectangles? Why? Because we all have studied Earth is a bigger magnet. There is radiation coming from North Pole to South Pole, and that is falling in a certain axis. And that we have studied that it is following a certain distances. Just like there are four major system bioelectromagnetic grids running in the Earth, which is called like major, principal, normal, and subsidiary grids. This four grids were there before our industrial revolution time. Now, due to all these magnetic grids, all our Wi-Fi system, high tension line, there are many other radiation grids which has joined. But principally, these four grids has been the basics in Earth, and these grids follow a certain distance. There is like major grids are 11 by 11 grids, principal 9 by 9 grids. They fall around 4 to 6 meters apart, and their width will be normally around 20 centimeters. And this is the reason why in all the planning system, if you just next slide, all the planning system, if you see, we can actually see this kind of gridiron pattern, whatever it be this space. So what they used to do earlier, Sthapatis, they used to visit the site, measure the energies, and then allocate the building pattern or the town planning pattern according to the grids, so that whenever you are in that grid, you feel weaker. Your energy, bioplasmic energy, gets weakened. So they try to make those areas as either walkways or into walls. The 20 centimeters walls, whichever which we are designing, or 45 centimeters to make it much more thicker. They used to design it accordingly there. So this all has a relevance to this earlier planning. All our old buildings has this kind of setup. We have gone to some of the places. We have visited temples, Tiruvannamalai, like the Chidambaram temples and all, we have seen these grids exactly followed in the column planning. So wherever there is a column, there has been a grids which has been designed for, and wherever the deities are placed, there is a neutral grid, which is highly positive. Next slide. Yeah, these are other grids which we have seen. If you just type earth radiations, geopathic stress in net, you will actually get these things. Our earth is surrounded by these networks of energy. It is actually going crisscross, horizontal in all the directions. And apart from these natural radiations, there are other radiations like connecting between temples to temples. All these are called ley lines, Curry grids, Benker grids. Each one has its own distances. So we measure these distances in a space, mark it, and then find out what is the real reason behind a health imbalance in a space. So this is one of the energy principles which gets connected to the town planning thing. You can actually relate this grid planning to those grid plannings over there. Next slide. So one of the interesting study which Podarji has done is with regards to the Belur Chennakeshwara temple also. There is a neutral zone in the walkway. The central zone, if you see, it is actually in the neutral zone, and the deity is actually in the neutral zone. So when we keep deity in the neutral zone, it can be activated. The positive energy can be activated a lot. In the other places, yes, it is going cyclic disturbances. But this is a very nice example which he had done as a study. And the other study which was done during the classes where the Gujarat stepped well. Stepped well is something like 7 to 8 storied, more than that also below ground. It is not above, it is below ground. So our earlier people have done architectural wonders. They have gone down just for taking the water, but they have done to climb down 7 floors below and then bringing the water up. It is difficult. You all know there is no lift in these places. But if at all you are energetically proper, energetically healthy, then yes, 7 floors, 70 floors also I can climb. So that's the reason they have planned it according to the grid. So wherever the walkways were there, next slide, please. Wherever the walkways were kept, this walkways had been planned. The exact central was planned wherever the energetic grid was positive all the times. So people used to follow that straight lines and come back up. There is a place on the other end also, which is energetic, and where you actually, some people also take bath and other things also there. So this is one of the example why the grid system needs to be followed. In our modern day planning and all, that is a little difficult, but yes, if at all we consciously make a decision, urban planners and others, if they consciously make this, they can first measure the grid plans and then do the design. Next. Yeah, next, the spatial zoning. This is with regards to, we tell water is in northeast, fire in the southeast, and all those stuff. Why? That's a big question. Next slide. So this why has where should I have a
Voice is breaking.
They say that we have given, they have given each one number as the east-west axis line as Brahma Sutra line, north-south Yama Sutra,
Yes, voice is breaking.
we measure the energy now, we find even less cost gas. Usually the cost energy energy in. Can you hear now?
You know, it is okay, clear.
Yeah. Got disconnected and yeah, this cost of east west and north magnetic is what is the principal design taken in Vastu in that corner or keep puja room in that line. Some people keep puja room in the Brahmastan also, which is actually not advised to keep any heavy things there. We will come to that later. And the southeast to northwest connection is nothing but it is an electrical energy movement space. This we have done a study with regards to the energy science. How? Next slide. So what is happening when I am saying that there is a electrical line movement from southeast to northwest? That is nothing but daily morning the sun rises, we are getting the sun rays. Yes, but the plot, each and every plot gets the Shukshma energy, the electromagnetic energy movement of the sun's entire 100% energy from southeast to northwest. So it is in that channel. You can see the right side color wheel. The right side 190-degree place, the red to violet indication, it actually reduces from southeast, merges in the center at midday when the sun is at the peak, and then again goes into the northwest and becomes bigger. So the radiation movement is from southeast to northwest. Similarly, moon's energy moves from northeast to southwest, which we have measured. In any building, in the center, the total building center, this we can experience. If you go stand in the center, if you are a sensitive person, you can feel a full white light kind of a feel. It will be cool, very cool light. Sensitive people, healers can visualize it, can feel the energy. When you stand there, you will actually feel the energy for nearly 2 meters. It is a dense, circular, ring-shaped energy which falls. And it also has layers. One is the electrical, magnetic, thermic layers, which are all measured in 7.8, 5.7, 2.5 frequency in the instruments. So this happens day in and day out for sun time and moon time, sun peak hour and moon peak hour. It all happens. It is not at 12 o'clock. It changes. Some days it is 12:05, 12:30. Some days it is around 12:45 and all. It will come. Depends on the sun peak. You can check it from the app there. So this is one of the main reason why the sun's energy is there in the southeast to northwest. You are always told southeast as the first option, northwest as the second option for Agni. This is the real reason. And northeast as the puja and the alternate southwest as the master bedroom. Why? It is a mind connection and it is the manifesting point. Manifesting point, seed to a fruit over there. So that is the reason why there is a link between this. So this is the reason why we have always told southeast kitchen, and if at all you change it, it is a problem. It is nothing but to connect the nature's radiation. If at all you want to keep a kitchen somewhere else, yes, possible. The burner will burn and you will get a food, no issues. But you are not getting a healthy food. Your vibrations are not healthier. If you want 50% mark, yes, no problem. But that is going to deteriorate your health. So to get 100% of your health, both physically, mentally, emotionally, keep on these lines. So that is what is mentioned in our scriptures. Only thing, the truth was not explored out there. Next slide. So this principle of this color wheel, we can see it in the next slide. These coincidences happened in the churches. These are stained glass paintings, which is there. And these kind of patterns we can also see in our temples. People have symbolically represented that in temples. Okay, done. All these we have seen. How to check the polarity in a site. That is the biggest problem which we are seeing in all the Vastu houses. Next slide. Even after following all the Vastu principles, everything is perfect. You cannot tell anything. You will just go tell that your time is not good, DNA is wrong. So that is one of the main thing which many of people have told, and I personally have also told 10 years back. So yes, your house is very good. Yes, you should be prosperous. No, they will not be telling you, because they have called you to test you only there. So when you really know what is the real problem, it is the problem of polarity. For this, we need to know something about physics. There is a force called Coriolis force. It is something like the energy movement is changing between equators. On the northern hemisphere, it circulates clockwise. On the southern hemisphere, it circulates anti-clockwise. The energy pattern, the movement of the water waves, underground water waves, air movements. We have actually seen this image, the left side view in our Atlas book. We have wondered why the arrow mark is kept in different direction. Okay, maybe mirror image. Yes, true. It is a mirror image and the energy is not acting similarly. The clockwise energy happening in northern hemisphere is functioning in anti-clockwise in the southern hemisphere. But this is not the strict rule. It is not like northern and only southern. It happens in each and every terrain also. In Bangalore also we can find similar situation, northern and southern hemisphere principle. It is something like a windward and a leeward side magnetic principle there. Next slide. So what is happening? This is a small example which I just have sketched. If at all you see a river, there is a river flow. I have just sketched it something like west to east river flow, something like our Tamil Nadu river or Hyderabad side. So what is there on the north side, the slope will be up. On the south side, the slope is on the other side, it is up. Here, if I take a plan and copy paste on both the sides, it will not work properly. Why? Because the earth current, the water current, it is actually moving and it is actually creating a set of anti-clockwise movement on the left side bank, and on the right side bank it is creating clockwise ripples. It is nothing but the water friction and other things. Just like swimming, if people know swimming, they do it. Their hand movements will be anti-clockwise on one side and clockwise on the other side. That's the real principle how the energy flow happens. What happens in this case, the energy movement is transferred to the land over there. So I have just sketched it on the right side. In this case, the puja room will be on the northeast, kitchen in the southeast. Yes, but on the left side, the puja room has to be on the southeast and kitchen has to be in the northeast corner. This is the ideal way of designing a house, which most of the people will not agree. This is the reason why many of the houses which is not Vastu perfect are flourishing well. Their house will have northeast kitchen or southwest toilet or southwest kitchen, but still they don't feel any problem because of Vastu. Why? Because the terrain is different. The energy flow within the below the geoflux, which we say, is different. So that is spinning anti-clockwise. So that is spinning anti-clockwise onto that there. So what happens? This is the main thing which we have seen in a lot of places, and how it is related with human. So this study was also done by Padarji. Here in the northern hemisphere, what happens? Our nadis get aligned on the backside. The spinal cord nadi gets aligned when we are facing north. So we are stronger on that part, facing north. But the same thing, if the southern hemisphere principle, the body is strong when we face south. So we are actually getting energy from south. So if suppose I have gone, designed an office space, kept all my chairs facing north, energy will get very good. But if it is working on a southern hemisphere, you are actually not getting the energy. You should get the energy through your front chakras. which you are not actually getting it. So then what happens? There is a struggle. It is not that there is no energy flow. There is an energy flow, but it is slow. There is hiccups in the energy flow. If at all we had followed just facing south, yes, many of the houses, old houses, if you visit here in Bangalore, you will see they have designed it anti-clockwise staircase. So when they call me, they say that, sir, anti-clockwise staircase, this is all wrong. They have all done, all my grandfathers. But true, that is the real thing. That is the right thing which they have planned. They have planned as per their intuition. They just go to the site, they feel the site, and they have designed it properly. Many of the houses which I have seen, many of the old offices which I have seen, there is anti-clockwise staircase which is functioning well. There might be some other problem which they might have related with this anti-clockwise staircase. So clockwise staircase or anti-clockwise staircase depends on the terrain. So that is the one bigger thing which we need to know. So that how to know, yes, that's a bigger science. We will study it next time. So we'll go to the next slide. Yeah, Vastu tells about courtyard. Every house should have courtyard, this size, that size. Yes. Why? Let's see. So next slide. Why courtyard? So for this, yeah, you can change to next slide. Yeah. For that, we have to do another study. This is on Marma points, which is something we would have seen in some movies also. Varma points, activating those things and all. Similar things. These are all the nodal points, vital points in the body, similar to the acupressure points. It is not acupressure points, but similar to acupressure points. If triggered wrongly, will give a different intent. It will have a health impact. Similar vital points are there in the site. Their site, in a normal site, which we say, there is around 108 marma points, each having its own intensity. The central marma points, like there are 4 marma points which we call maha marma. Those points should not be disturbed. And those maha marma points, luckily, is just within the courtyard system there. So the pillars and anything, even some of the old Vastu text says, like even if your cot, that legs, even your chair legs should not be placed on that point, which is in a scenario difficult to identify. But you can always, if you are sensitive in that place, you will always move the chair on the proper location. So that's why the static points, like the columns, they were planned such a way that they don't disturb on this column. If there is a disturbance in this column, each column I indicate certain organs in the body, certain functionalities in the body. Those gets affected. Just by changing those activities, we can bring back the health in the body. So here what happens, the central zone, which is the central one bindu, which is a navel, that is the biggest one, which we should not affect it. So next slide. This is related with our chakra system and all the nadi system. There are 72,000 nadis in our body, which is affected on that. So next. Next slide. Yeah, next. So these are all the nadi system, which is which you can see in the, and these are related with the magnetic. Yes. No, before slide, just before one slide. No, earlier. Just before. Yeah, perfect. So one of the researches done by Padarji is just to connect the dots. Once this images which we tried in our system, we tried connecting all those central dots, all the 9, there are 9 dots, which is called, which is affecting the major health portion. We tried connecting it in all the 3 levels, X, Y, and Z axis. To the surprise, Prabhat Padarji had actually done that a long time, and he actually got 2 pyramids, top and bottom. Pyramids, we all is an energy thing there. So when when what is it? These two pyramids, double pyramids, they actually bring in the energy from cosmos and telluric earth energy. So it is a combination of cosmo-telluric energy, which we say is as Shiva Shakti combination. This is the real reason why this it is not that there is no courtyard in my house, this is not forming. No, not like that. It is there in all the houses. In the center it will form. Whatever be the form of the house, it will form on the energetic central zone of the house. So each house will have this energetic octahedron formed in their building. So that is the reason why we are asked to say, where we are saying Brahmastan, keep it lighter, Brahmastan, keep it clean, because the energy flow has to be clean. If the wire is not good, wire is impure, electricity flow will not be proper. Similar case, if the space is impure, the energy transfer is not proper, we are not getting the 100%. Even after having some houses, they will have exact tulasi in the center there in the courtyard. Having tulasi in the exact center will also stop the energy flow sometimes. That is one of the principle. Yes, this tulasi which is kept, they have to be placed not in the exact center, little off centered in the Brahmastan over there, so that the power spots and other things are identified in that. So reason for the courtyard is to harness the energy through this double pyramid concept, which is there. If it is not possible to be done in a house, modern day house, it is difficult, 4-5 stories which we have done. No problem, at least keep that zone empty, clean. That is the best way to bring in the energy. Next. So next slide. Yeah, this is just some images of the courtyard. Yeah. So things about one of the direction. I think it is getting around 1.5 hours, 7:30. I think this I will finish it off with this slide over there. But then we will have some little discussion on that. Why directions are given importance in Vastu? You should face east while cooking. You should face east while studying. Girls should face north while studying. Why girls? Why discrimination? No, not discrimination. It is different that their body condition is different and male's body condition is different. The energy input is different. They can better harness the energy from north than east. And why? There is one more interesting thing which for architects they always headache. We have to keep WC always in north south. Why north south? Why east west? We don't. We will not get, or what? That's the biggest question which I have also asked. Why? Because there is a reason behind all these things. Before going into that energetic part, what is the main thing? East has an energy of cosmic, which enhances our concentration power, mind, brain. So that is the reason why we say it is for education, knowledge, and research. And West, it is a place where we get agitated. The energy is little different. There it is always like we are fierce. We'll be always like what do you say, like a firefighting guy only there. So that is the best place for army, police, protection guys who are always in that kind of a fierce attitude over there. North is a direction where your business activity, your thought about money, materialism enhances the energy when harnessed. Facing north gives that. That's why business activity, we tell that north is also a direction of Kubera. One thing, they all tell Kubera Mula as southwest, southwest. Sorry, Kubera Mula is exact north. Southwest is Nairuti corner. Southwest is the place where they keep the locker. That's why they have changed it as Kubera Mula. But ideally, Kubera Mula is north, where the energy flows from north. Southwest is the place to keep locker. That doesn't mean that Kubera energy is sitting there. There is cash, that is for sure. And south is the energy where there is a balanced material and spirituality in all our lives. That's why they say face south while sleeping. You will have a balanced material and spiritual life. If you are a student or a young guy, spiritual line, face east, you will get more of those cosmic energies. This is what has been told in our Varnas. What they say is Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Sudras, all people have to be placed in some location. They should have these kind of doors. Yes, why? To harness those energies. If I have east door, I will be more inclined towards teaching, towards education, towards research, scientific. But if I am, if suppose I am a policeman and I have an east door, I will not be so fierce. I will start lecturing to all my all the thieves and culprits whom I catch. I will start lecturing. They will be just bored because I will slowly inculcate those energies. So if I have a west-facing house and if I am into education field, I will not have that kind of education inclination. I will not have those kind of research mentality. I will be just like fierce. What, you have not done assignment? Get out. I will be reducing the mark. Yes, this kind of attitude will happen. Why? Because of the directional energy. Maybe you are sitting facing west or maybe you are sleeping facing west. You are harnessing those kind of energies while sitting, seeing, sleeping. So these are the energetic characters which happens, which we have measured. Each has a different frequency. Next slide. So east west, what are the things to be done? It has electrical energy flowing from the cosmos. Better to do work which is like concentration work. Puja, you face east and do the puja. Most of the house they have kept the god facing east. Yes, that is good, but you are not getting 100% of the god's energy. In house, what is happening? You are manifesting the energy over there. You are the god. In temple, you are actually going to the energy center. God is actually the receiver of the earth energy, and you are actually facing him and getting his energy. So when you are facing God, God is facing the exact east. That God is actually harnessing the entire energy. So he has tapped in all the earth energies and he is throwing out all those scalar waves to us. The same thing cannot be repeated at house. If you want to have 100%, have the god facing west in a house. You face east. You have to focus. You have to concentrate. Just by doing prayer for just 2 minutes, concentrating, focusing that day work, yes, things will move much better. Just try it out if you have that. And in case of cooking is much more bigger concentration work. You need to know what to put, and that actually involves the emotional connect for the entire family. So when you do a cooking with a proper concentration over there, it actually transfers the entire health to the family. And cooking, we would have always seen the cooking range is always kept near the Swadhisthana height, the fire element, which is connected. Swadhisthana is connected with your what I say, fire element, emotional intent over there. And this will also enhance the emotional connect with the family. If the food is cooked properly on that particular direction, on that particular height, yes, it is going to have an emotional bonding connected over there. So that's the reason why there are certain things facing east. Facing east, you are going to get more connected. That's all. Next slide. So there are many activities which they say similar to like swing facing east west. You have to do it, and that to swing they say the one which I have shown in this is the better swing which to follow. We all used to have the swing on the roof, hanging from the roof, right? There is a scripture saying that what in Tamil we used to say pay adum, and the unjalla pay adum like a booth will come, and that will be only there. Why? Because we have hung it to the cosmos energy and there is a tension to the roof over there. That is the reason why it is told it is actually affecting the mind over there. Instead, having a sturdier one on the down which connects to the earth and swinging east west will harness a lot of other energies. I have not tried personally on that. As a research mind, I have so So those energies I am not able to measure now, but this is what which we have found when doing as a group study on that. And there is one more thing, this kind of left side which you see, this is the old one which we used to do, no, east west. They used to tell only keep it east west. I used to ask my mother also, why east west? Because in my house there is no place in east west, but she used to just keep it, just struggle herself in that east west facing and do it. So there is an energy.
Again, there is a drop in the voice, I guess.
All the participants, thank you for your patience. JP sir is trying to join back. Please wait.
Hello, can you hear?
Yes, JP sir.
Yeah. So I'll just continue on that.
Yeah.
So this is one such reason. Gurudutt, can I just extend one more 5 minutes?
Yes, it should be possible, JP. No problem.
I think the last one is about dimensions. So this one which we see is about next slide, please. So this is why we have to place something on the north-south. There are some machines which we have to place in north-south for the running properly. Sleeping. south facing head. Why south facing head is because to align to the magnetic grid, so that your body is also aligned and a proper rest is taken over there. It is not so whatever work which you want to do, you need to do that accordingly. If you are facing north south, yes, your magnetic energy increases. If you are facing east west while sleeping with head on the east, yes, you are getting more of a cosmic energy into that. Why WC is on the north south? Yes, because it has to align the spinal energy, the spinal cord and the back and the chakras related to the excretion process. That helps. So these are certain things which we normally see in a Vastu house, whether it is correct or not. Kind of. There is a relation between the magnetic and electrical energy in that. That is what which we are seeing there. Next slide. So that also has a relation with the chart which I showed earlier. During the sun time and the moon time, how the body axis, the nadi system is getting aligned. Facing east, eyes open, it is aligned in the front. Facing north at sun time, back is aligned. So that is the reason why the back is always aligned facing north or south. So the spine energy activates, and for this the east energy activates the front chakras. So front chakras getting activated, the mind getting activated, all the activities are related to these cycles. This is nothing but our body software is functioning based on the sun and moon cycle. That is the reason why they have planned the space according to that. If I have planned a tilted side, then I am not facing the exact earth energy. I am actually getting a deflected energy, reduced energy. That's why many of the houses, tilted house, we have lots of problems on that. So next bigger question, next slide. You can go to slides later also. Yeah, the biggest question is dimensions. Why should I follow Vastu dimensions? There are certain set of dimensions which we have practiced. Why should I practice dimensions? These dimensions are nothing but your own personal dimensions. Whatever they say, you have to have 10 feet house, you have to have 16 feet room size, 17 feet room size. It is not the present day 1 feet, 30 centimeters. No, it is not that. It is your 1 feet. 1 feet is nothing but 1 foot. So each house has to be designed in polarity, in resonance with the owner over there. Like your dress, it has to be stitched for your own purpose. Same way, your house has to resonate your energy. Why? Because that we can come next. So 2-3 slides which I have shown is these are all the traditional systems which everyone has followed in India and abroad also. Next slide. In this particular thing, we have done some research. We have found certain similarities between these dimensions. There are certain dimensions which are giving much more healing effect, which are the healing ratio, energetic ratio, aesthetic ratio, biological, and global circulation. So global circulation ratio is nothing but you can actually measure the Kinley water bottle, Bisleri water bottles and all. These will be all in these proportions in global circulation ratio. That's why they are actually popularized across globe. Any aesthetic building which you see, which is pleasing to the like eyes, which we say golden section, it is all in those ratios. So what is the building which you want? You want to do a hospital, you can actually take the healing ratio or the energetic ratio as a thing. Biological ratio, we have found some of the bottles, like medicinal bottles, those bottles are actually in these ratios, 1/7, 2/7, or 3/7. By having those are energetic. Those energy drinks are all much positive. This, yes, the designers might be knowing it. Why should I follow these dimensions? Because each of our human body is radiating certain frequencies. Next slide, I am just telling that. You can just see the next slide. Each and every organ is emitting certain frequencies. So this is the human frequency which is coming out, each and every organ. We measure heart with certain frequency, lungs, whether it is working with certain frequencies. This is because we as a human are emitting certain frequencies into that. And each and every element is also, which we have studied as non-living objects. They are also emitting these frequencies. when they're emitting these frequencies. That's why many of the houses, when we see a statue in the houses which is not kept properly or done, they are emitting a negative frequency that is affecting the person on there. So that we have actually changed. Sometimes a negative object kept on the wrong place, the grid lines which I was talking about, the grid lines are nothing but a carrier wave. It is something like you are polluting the water. When the water is there, when you just drop something in the water, it actually carries. Same way, if something is kept in the grid line in a house, that energy is carried, amplified. To be precise, it is amplified in the entire house, in the entire space. So then what happens? The negativity spreads across the house. The house is all perfect, all polarity is also checked, but still, if a statue or something, a painting in a wrong place, that will also affect. So this is all because of the frequencies in that space. Next one. Next two slides are also on those things, those patterns, how we activate the space with crystals and with marbles, with copper and all. So these are all measuring a frequency with regards to the vibrational pattern, vibrations per second. This is nothing but pure physics. So this is a deeper way of understanding. I think these I have listed 7 of the things which I have told now. These are all some of the basics which has been told, which people have been asking. There are still 7 more of the things which talks about the construction method, the column pattern and other things, why we are doing that. Shall I continue, Gurudutt? Or if you want any one to be talked like a column or something, I can just discuss on that and we can conclude. There might be some questions.
Yeah, probably we'll take questions, JP. Probably we can do another session for other points. JP, I think we will stop the session now. We will take 1 or 2 questions. JP, are you able to hear us?
Hello.
Yeah, yes, JP.
Hello.
Yeah, we are able to hear you.
Yeah. So I just couldn't get connected. Did you say anything?
Yeah,
Shall I continue?
I was thinking we will stop the session now. We will have 1 or 2 questions.
Yes.
Probably we'll meet again for another session.
Yeah, sure. See, whatever is there in the next one is the application of Vastu, how they have done in the what is it? How they have applied the Vastu principles. We have studied it energetically and given a data for that. So those are the things. So these are all the basic planning. Some of the houses, yeah. One thing which I would like to share is people, every house I have seen people using swastik and om. Yes, those are good spiritual images, but om you have to use it in wall and swastik in floor. So swastik, if at all you have placed it in
Hello everyone. Looks like we have lost JP's connection once again. I thank all the participants for joining. We would like to end the session now. We will have one more follow-up session from JP sir. Thank you all again. See you next Friday, 6 o'clock. We will have one more session with a person called Shubhada Bhatt from Mangalore. She will be talking on switch words and magical numbers. So probably this is
Oh,
Kannada and English.
okay.
You all. JP sir, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. So yeah, probably we can have. I just concluded it, but
Yeah, I heard
I
that.
was thinking maybe if someone has a question, we can address it. Any participants, if you have any questions, please unmute and.
If you have any questions, you can write to me also, call me also.
Sir, your number?
Yeah, 9972 531 432.
It's a WhatsApp number, sir.
Yeah, it's a WhatsApp number.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.